Hi, I'm Lindy Franklin Smith. I'm the artistic director of the Lexington Theater Company.
And my name is Jeremy Smith. I'm the producing director at the Lex.
And we are so excited to do our autocomplete interview. We'll start right here. Does the Lex
This way.
audition in New York? Yes, we audition as part of the A1 conference. It's a sort of multi-theater audition, and it sees about 900 college students and local New York professionals. And this is our second year. We've been part of the A1s.
Does the Lex
hire high schoolers? Well, we don't hire them. We do have a high school apprentice program where they get to participate in sort of a limited capacity on stage with the professional actors, and they also can shadow our technical team. It's sort of the best musical theater summer camp you could ever attend, and it's free for them. It's really cool.
Does the Lex accept donations? Yes!
Yes,
we
we
love
do.
donations.
Lots and lots.
Does the Lex have sponsors? Also, yes. We have several corporate sponsors, many of which have been with us since we started the company about 5 years ago. Does the Lex rent sets and costumes?
We do. This keeps being your department. Keep
It's
going.
my department. We'll see how we divide things. Yes, we're not really set up at a point where we feel like we can build sets and costumes and then adequately store them after the fact. So we found it very useful for us to use our contacts within the theater community and rent our sets and costumes. So we've had really good experiences with that. Our last 7 shows?
Mm-hmm.
6
and
shows.
that it is a long-term goal. That
But it
one
is a
day
long-term goal.
we will build our own sets and costumes.
Yep. Does the Lex have new shows this summer?
Yes! We're doing West Side Story, July 11th through the 14th, and Disney's Newsies, August 1st through the 4th. 2 new titles for us, and I think this is the first time Newsies has been done professionally in Lexington.
Does the Lex have a board of directors? Yes. As a nonprofit, obviously we need to have a board of directors. We have 8,
10 including us.
10 including us that are on our board.
Yeah.
And last on Does the Lex have a mission statement?
We sure do. We are a 501c3, and our 2-part mission involves creating first-rate professional theater for Lexington and Central Kentucky, and also serving as a training ground and performance platform for the next generation of American musical theater talent. And we do that by combining today's Broadway stars with tomorrow's Broadway hopefuls.
She said that a couple times.
I've said that a few times. Let's do number 2.
We'll ditch this.
All right.
Okay. What is the Lex?
What is the Lex? What is the Lex doing now? So many things. We just finished our audition tour, so we are in the process of casting, making offers to the professional company, as well as the invitations to our college interns and our high school apprentices. That's my main work right now, and you take care of a lot of the team.
Yes, so finalizing all the details for our team, who's going to be with us this summer, doing backstage work, and then also figuring out the logistics, where people are going to stay, how they're going to get here. A lot of thought goes into all the things that we do in the summer.
And then we're also actively getting ready for our big promotion season. Our cast announcements on April 23rd, and single tickets go on sale on April 26th. And then after that is sort of the big push to get people to know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and to come and see the shows this summer.
Is the Lex's budget per show?
That's your department.
It takes about $300,000 to do a show for the Lex. So it when you put all the things in as far as renting the sets, costumes, using the facility, it does cost quite a bit, but the benefits are really, really amazing for the opportunities that provides and the theater and arts that we are able to produce for Central Kentucky.
And it's also really cool to think about the number of people that we employ. Not just the actors that you see on stage, but we all have a full pit, as full of a pit as the Opera House will fit.
Meaning the musicians.
Yes, of musicians, and they're all local musicians. So we hire a good amount of local musicians. Our team are the technicians who work backstage, our costume shop staff. So there's a lot of employees at the Lex. So that's exciting too.
What is the Lex's success story for Broadway?
Well, what I think is fun. There's another one. Second. This has a part 2.
Sorry.
Success story for Broadway hopefuls. Yes, this is really exciting, and a huge part of our mission is the idea that we serve as sort of a launching pad for the next generation of musical theater talent. So it's been really fun watching the college students who have come through our program go on to achieve their dreams. We've had Broadway debuts, we've had off-Broadway debuts, we've had national touring debuts, and not just the actors too, but our very first intern, Sophia Whitman-Sandmeyer, she now is a working arts administrator in New York City. We have another intern from this year who's off to start a new contract with a digital media company in New York. So it's not just the actors. It's the arts administrators, it's the technicians and the designers. We are interested in training everybody who is interested in preserving this craft and preserving this industry and sending them off to do good work for the theater community at large. So it's a huge part of what we do. It's the shows that Central Kentucky gets to enjoy are a result of the training and of the work that we're doing to sort of launch and preserve the entire industry as in our little corner of the world. So,
what is the Lex's ticket cost? So our tickets range from $35 to $85, depending. But you also can buy a season ticket, which gets you 15% off for if you purchase both tickets. And then we do our concert in January, which is at a lower rate.
And when we can, depending on how inventory is holding up, we do like to do a student and senior rush for certain performances. So stay tuned for that. We always announce that on Facebook. Rush tickets.
What is the Lex's tax exempt status? We are a 501c3. Easy.
Easy.
Done. What is the Lex's biggest appeal for equity actors?
Oh, so many things. Well, first of all, they love coming to Lexington. That is really fun. A lot of them, some of them have been before, but many of them, this is their first time performing at the Opera House and performing in Lexington, and they fall in love with Lexington, Kentucky, and they're like, when are we coming back? And the other thing that's really cool, I think, with the symbiotic relationship that all of the actors have, the college students, the high school students, the local actors, and the Broadway actors, is it oftentimes for the Broadway actors, it's a rejuvenating experience for them. You know, the sort of day-to-day grind in New York City can take its toll on you emotionally and physically, and to get to kind of come back for a couple of weeks, become a mentor to these young students, and I think see in them your younger self and why you got into the business in the first place. I mean, we've gotten some really lovely letters from some of the equity actors thanking us for the experience and what it gave them. So in many ways, they are giving, you know, paying it forward to the next generation, but I think those young people are also infusing them with a new energy to take back to New York City.
What is the Lex Concert with the Stars?
Ooh, so Concert with the Stars is that up there. So it started out as a way we were going to introduce the Lex and the mission, and we bring in 4 Broadway stars. We pair them with the collegiate talent, and they do just sort of an evening of musical theater work. And it was such a hit the very first year that we have just continued it every year. And people love it. They say it's like the most magical night because it's songs and storytelling. And it's quite literally a visual representation of our mission right in front of their very eyes. So we love it. It also is the way we announce our titles for the summer. And you can see there's all 5 Concert with the Stars up there on the wall. So fun. All right, next poster. professor. This one is the one that makes me nervous. It's easy to talk about the Lex, and now we have to talk about ourselves.
Are Lindy and Jeremy married? That's easy, yeah.
Yes. We just celebrated 10 years, and yeah, we met pursuing this craft, and now we work together 24/7, and it's the best thing ever.
Are Lindy and Jeremy Broadway actors?
Well, I was a Broadway actor. I guess I'm a veteran now, but I did a chorus line and Little Mermaid on Broadway.
And I did the national tours of 42nd Street and Swing. I never actually made my Broadway debut on stage, but for 10 years I managed Broadway shows while we lived in New York. So, are Lindy and Jeremy directing this year?
Yes, I'm doing Newsies. I'm so excited. I was obsessed with it as a 7th grader when the movie came out, and I am so excited to get to actually direct this production. It's going to be so fun.
Lindy's only directing. We used to do things as a team, but now we kind of divide and conquer some things. So, is Lindy a creative mastermind?
Oh, I would love to think so. I love being creative. I love being an artist. I love sharing craft. I love coming up with new ideas. So I'll leave that to you if you think I am a creative mastermind.
Is Jeremy in love with Brock Terry?
Who isn't in love with Brock Terry?
Brock Terry is our music director. And yes, he's a very talented individual who's become a dear, dear part of the Lex and a dear, dear friend of ours. Are Lindy and Jeremy good at working together? Most of the time.
I think so. We everybody asks us all the time. They're like, "How on earth do you, you're married, you have 2 children, you parent together, you work together. Like, don't you get sick of each other?" And we don't. We're weirdos in that way. Like we just kind of thrive on working together, and we do argue. Like it happens, but it's usually not very long.
It's also kind of crazy, our skill sets that we have are very complementary of each other. So I do a lot of the business side of running our businesses. So the budgets and the payroll and all those kind of logistic things. And Lindy has a very kind of creative but also written history. So she does a lot of our press releases and the writing and casting. And it's kind of crazy how our skill sets really mesh well together.
And I think too the other thing is we're not afraid to know and admit our own strengths and weaknesses. And like Jeremy was saying, it just so happens that where one of us is a little weaker, the other one is typically stronger. And so it's that, ability to sort of step back and say, this is not in my wheelhouse. He should talk about that. And we've always been really good at that. So
yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Are Lindy and Jeremy professors at UK?
Not currently. We used to be. I used to teach several classes, dance and acting the song and that sort of thing. We sort of had to take a break for a while with our 2 babies, so that are not babies anymore. They're 4 and 7, and our 2 businesses, because in addition to the Lex, we also have a performing arts studio. So we just needed a minute to take a breath. So not currently, but never say never. We might be back.
And finally, it's a long one.
Are we friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda? I wish we were friends with Lin. We are. I would say it's like very close. We could be acquaintances, only
Yes.
because our old roommate Jonathan Groff was the original King George in Hamilton, so he is really good friends with Lin. So I imagine if we ever asked if we could go to coffee, it could happen. I would love that, actually. But I've actually never met him. I just think he's a genius. Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
I think that's it. We did it.
Woo!
We did it.